Hi, my name is Karen Gunther. I am the new director of the Barton Community College MLT program, and I just wanted to reach out to you today via Zoom in lieu of our fall advisory board meeting. I know with all the COVID restrictions, and I know how extremely busy you all are, so I thought maybe this would be the best media to actually make a connection, introduce myself, tell you some things that are going on with our program, and hopefully get some feedback from you, because that's the most important thing, or the most important goal that I have with this meeting. So I'll just jump right in. I've been the interim director for the past year, with Cheryl returning or retiring at the end of 2019. And when Dana Weber retired at the end of May of this year. And so I finally took over full-time in June, and we've been really busy trying to get some stuff done. And so hopefully I'll just go over a few things. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me, holler at me. I want you to know that I'm available all the time for any questions or concerns or anything that you have dealing with the program or anything else that I can help with. So first of all, one of the first things that as director I had to do this year was try and get some of our clinical students back in their clinicals. Of course, everybody got kind of displaced this year with COVID. And so that was a little bit of a challenge, but the good news is that we did get the majority of them back in and completed, so that was nice. The other thing that I really had to do the first thing this year was get some new instructors. With Dana retiring, that she had such a huge role in the program. It was a lot to get filled. So we hired Andrea Thompson full-time as our full-time instructor. She's on campus 5 days a week, and she's been previously an adjunct for the program, so you may be familiar with some of her classes or had some connection with her. So I've been extremely lucky. She knows a lot about the program, and she's just completed her master's in instructional technology, so that was a huge benefit to the program as well. We hired 3 new adjuncts. We have them spread across Kansas, and Risa Bailiff, Heather Scott, and Patience Lahita. And so those 3 are joining our previous adjunct, Nishka McKenzie. And so now I feel like we have a full staff. I'm so blessed with the people that we have working in the program. They are all currently MLS or MTs out working full-time in the clinical lab. So they've got real-world experience. And to me, it's great to have that connection with what's current and prevalent in the lab on a daily basis. So I'm really excited to have this group of adjuncts and Andrea working with me on a full-time basis. It's definitely helped me out a lot. So some program updates that we've done with having, let me just show you a little bit of an outline here of what we've got going on. There. This might help a little bit. So one of the things that we did this fall was trying to increase the number of classes that we were offering each semester. Previously, you may have to wait an entire year before another class was offered, and we just kind of felt like people were having to be put on hold to take the classes that they needed to complete. So what we've done is this fall semester, and then for the spring of 2021, we doubled up on classes. Hopefully, and it's in a trial basis, but hopefully we can keep the classes full. We can bring enough people in and get enough people to complete each year by offering all of our classes both spring and fall semester. So that's one big thing that we did. And the new adjuncts have been extremely helpful on being able to do this. With the increased number of instructors, then we can, increase the number of classes that we offer. So that's one thing that we've really tried to do for the spring to help our students out. We also went through and updated course content. So we added a stronger molecular diagnostics unit in our classes. We're updating the professionalism part of all of our classes. Our forms are updated. Hopefully they're easier to follow and to read. We have a new set of textbooks coming out in the spring that we're going to be using for almost all of our classes, and they're updated. They're like the 2018 or 2019, 2020 version, so they're the most current edition. And along with that, we've had to update the course content. So again, I've been working the adjuncts pretty hard. Hopefully they'll forgive me. So we've got some new content coming out, and I'm hoping that the content is more relevant to what we're seeing in the lab today versus what we saw in the lab even 5 years ago, even 2 years ago. Things have changed tremendously, and we're aware of that, and we're trying to help prepare our students for those changes when they get out to the lab. I mentioned the professionalism part of the courses. We have done a really good job of increasing the number of students that we have coming into the program. But I also want to increase the quality, not just the quantity of the students that we produce through the program. So we're hitting the professionalism skills, what are they called, soft skills, a little bit harder for each of our classes, incorporating more assignments and discussions and just kind of some behavior type issues. Are hopefully we're getting all of our bases covered. Our goal is to really produce high quality, not just a high quantity, but a high quality of MLT student. And so hopefully by emphasizing more of those professionalism skills, we're doing that. We've also updated all the forms, the clinical agreements. We've gone through and updated our clinical affiliation agreements. So if you have a clinical affiliation agreement with Barton that's over 2 years old, we'll probably be reaching out to you and trying to get that renewed or at least updated as far as your faculty and facility information. Another thing that we've done is really increase the rigor in our phlebotomy class. So previously it was a 70% to be able to qualify for clinical rotations. We're now bumping that up to 78% to match our MLT courses because we feel like phlebotomy is just as important with MLT as any other of our classes. So we wanted to be consistent with our grading scale and again, increasing the professionalism skills, the soft skills, and the actual knowledge behind the program, the standalone phlebotomy program, so that they would tie into the MLT coursework a little bit better. Again, supplemental co-op lab agreements, the co-op lab guides, like the assignments that we have for the co-op labs, we've kind of updated those and kind of made them a little bit easier to follow as well. So hopefully these are all in the best interest of our students, and they are going to work better for you as well as clinical affiliation and advisory board members, and how your association with our program. I am extremely proud of our group of adjuncts and new instructors and the students that we've had this year. Everybody is aware of what a mess COVID has made for the laboratory profession, for education in general. I cannot tell you, well, I shouldn't have to tell you, you know what it's done. And I want you to know that I know what it's done as well. So with that being said, I am very proud of our program for actually being able to complete 17 or 16 of our 17 graduates that were slated for May got through clinicals. We got back in. We still have one out in Seattle who's working really hard to get into her clinical affiliation so that she can finish up her program requirements. We have a very large number of students coming into the program this year. I think we're at 62 full-time MLT students. So again, we're increasing the quantity. I want to make sure that we're increasing the quality along with that. We have 237 declared MLT students in the pipeline. So that means they're still working on their prerequisites, but they are intending on coming into the MLT program in the next year or two. So be ready. We're doing good. I think the program's on a strong foot. We have new staff, new updated coursework, new forms, everything. I didn't want to come in and change too much this first year, other than we're just updating things. So not a lot of huge changes, new instructors, but we are updating all of our content and paperwork and stuff. So some challenges that we've had in the past year, of course, COVID and the lack of clinical affiliations, or a lack of clinical sites where we can go in and do the clinical rotations. I think we are kind of back on an even term with as far as clinicals go. We added some new clinical sites and we lost a couple, but again, I think it's all evened out. So going forward, I think our biggest challenge with clinical rotations is going to be finding facilities that actually have a full microbiology department or a full blood bank department. It seems like those are coming few and far between right now. So with that being an issue going forward in the spring, we have decided to not do cooperative lab assignments with our microbiology class, our pathogenic micro, and we have located a couple of virtual lab platforms that we're going to be using in lieu of the cooperative labs. So we're still going to do a microbiology clinical rotation, but as far as the weekly course work that is associated with our pathogenic micro class, we are opting to do it virtually instead of trying to find cooperative labs that have microbiology who aren't extremely swamped in their microbiology department for the spring. Now, looking ahead, we may go back to a co-op lab in the fall, and basically that would depend on our facilities. How well that they are able to accept students in on a weekly basis. I don't want to overwhelm our clinical affiliations. I know that you're busy. I know COVID's crazy, and hopefully next fall we can get you back out, get our students back out to co-op labs. But at this time, we do have this virtual option that we're working on. We are also making our own lab demonstrations for microbiology and blood bank. So we're hoping to kind of supplement the class, those two classes, with our own videos. And we know that there's no substitution for actually being in the lab and getting your hands on the lab itself, whether that's streaking a plate or shaking off a tube in blood bank. We know that there's no substitute for that. We're just trying to do what we can to make our students or give our students the best option that we can when we can't get into the co-op labs. So I wanted you to be aware of that. We have another challenge that we've seen is kind of, and this is one that was brought up from the fall program directors meeting for the Central States area. All MLS and MLT courses have had the same issues with kind of, I don't want to say the quality of our students, but maybe the lack of professionalism in our college students right now. And we're doing what we can to increase their professionalism skills, their soft skills, communication skills, work ethic, those type of behavior skills that we feel are necessary to be good, successful MLTs, MLSs in the field. So we're doing what we can to kind of build up that part of all of our courses. And the other challenge that we have, and it's not really a challenge, I guess it might just be a trend that we're seeing with the MLT program, is the majority of our students are no longer the traditional right out of high school going to college to go to the workforce students. The students that we see are single moms or dads, parents who have, trying to find a second job, parents who have previously stayed home who are now looking for work, people who are older and are looking for a second career. So our demographics have really changed quite a bit over the last couple of years. In fact, our average age of our MLT students right now is 27. However, we've got people who are 63 in the program, and we have some 18-year-olds in the program, but we actually have more students above the age of 30 than we do the 18, 19, 20-year-olds. So that's one thing that we're having to work with. It's not really a challenge, but it's an issue that we're trying to do what's best for our older students. That still is relevant and rigorous for our younger students as well. So that's just kind of an update of what we've been working on this past year, or since June at least. We've got some more plans that we're hoping to put into effect in the spring and then next fall as well. But what I really want to do is get some feedback from our clinical partners and this advisory board. I mean, that's why you're on the email list, is because we need some advice. We need to know what we can do to make our students better MLTs and help you out in the meantime. So some things that I would like to get some feedback on, if you can do, just shoot me an email or reply to the email that has this video on it. That would be amazing as well. Anything that you can do to just kind of reach out and let us know how things are in your area. Some things that I specifically would hope that you could give me some feedback on are trends that you're seeing in your new students or new employees. Do you see that they need more work in microbiology, or their phlebotomy skills aren't as good as you'd like to see them? Or do you feel like they're really strong in immunology and molecular diagnostics? So just kind of, what are you seeing as lab people in our students? What challenges do you have working with co-op or clinical lab students? What areas of the lab need to be emphasized? What areas do you feel like we're going to need more knowledge in? What are the good things about our students? What is the good, what can you say good about our program and our students? What can we do to help promote the profession? Is there something that we can do to improve relationships with our clinical partners or advisory board members? Just anything that you can really reach out to us. I want to open the lines of communication. I want our program to have a real partnership with you and your facilities, and what we can do to make things better for you is our primary goal. So anyway, that's basically all that I have. Like I said, I hope that you take the time to just kind of shoot us an email, call anytime. Let me know if you're ready to have visitors, because I would love to get out and meet people face to face. And I really appreciate you taking time to jump on and watch the video and kind of go over the information that we have. And again, feel free to reach out to us anytime. I am attaching our update form that has our emails, my email and the emails for our instructors on there as well. So again, email us with any questions, reach out to us anytime, and we look forward to hearing from you. So have a great rest of the fall, and hopefully we'll see you soon.